Hi, everybody. Welcome to The List. I'm Patrick McIntyre.
And I'm Jessi Combs. 2016 was another incredible year for The List. We traveled the world to seek the thrill of driving of all kinds. And now we're back here at home base to take a look at all of the adventures we checked off this year.
So come along with us as we check drive a parade float,
Drive an Aston Martin.
drive heavy equipment,
Drive a stock car.
drive a Bentley,
Drive on the left. Escape a car on a cliff.
experience the jaws of life,
Drive a Defender. Race a road rally.
drive vintage Shelby race cars off the list.
I've had a love affair with cars my whole life. I build them in my shop, and I race them both on and off-road.
I've spent years on the auto show circuit talking about cars, but now it's time to get behind the wheel and find the next adventure.
Together, we're setting out to tackle all things that every car enthusiast should do.
This is The List. We kicked off the year on day one, literally January 1st. While many of you were recovering from the New Year's Eve partying, I was at the helm of a parade float as part of the Tournament of Roses parade in Pasadena, California.
All right, guys, are we ready to roll?
I want you guys to know something. We're crawling along, but I'm having a blast. I love this. This is so cool.
With this much weight and having all these people chattering in your ear and having a screen to look at and tires to look at, there's a lot going on.
There you go.
3,
One more.
2, 1. Kill it. We're done.
That float was actually pretty awesome to drive. Not your conventional driving bucket list item, but that's why I wanted to do it.
Totally. I felt the same way about our next list item. We headed to Vegas for a couple paid experiences that any of you watching could do yourselves.
Push forward, see if you can feel it rock back.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's
How
no
far can I
push-ups.
go?
Just keep going until I tell you to stop or until you get uncomfortable. And yes, it will go over backwards.
It will?
Yes, ma'am. All right, keep going, both of you.
It's like
Keep going.
Crenshaw on a Sunday right
Keep
here.
going.
We have this fascination with large machinery that starts out when we're little kids.
Who wouldn't be excited about driving ginormous machinery that can push thousands of pounds of dirt and take you back to your childhood? Of course I'm excited.
After a day of torque and power, we were ready for some speed. So we headed over to the Richard Petty driving experience for some high-speed laps in a stock car at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Jessi, I'm Mike.
Mike, pleasure.
All right, have you ever done anything like this?
I've not done NASCAR, but I've driven 440 miles an hour. Does that count?
Yes, it does. It actually does. On the floor.
All of the other driving experiences that we've ever had, you come into a turn, you come in hot, you slam on the brakes, you trail brake through it. This is nothing like that. This is all a very smooth transition all the way around the track. That embankment helps so much to just coast in and right out of it so you can haul ass down the straightaway.
Once that car is going, and when your instructor tells you to put the pedal all the way down to the ground, the sound, the rumble of the car, the feeling of the steering wheel, everything just kind of melds together, and it becomes just this focus on what's ahead of you, and you kind of get lost in the moment.
On the floor.
It's pretty cool how you can just show up and pay for an experience like that. NASCAR is such an iconic American motorsport, and in our next episode, we were able to drive some of the classics that elevated the performance and design of race cars around the world through the innovative genius of Carroll Shelby.
After winning Le Mans in 1959 as a driver for Aston Martin, Carroll Shelby vowed to design his own car and returned to beat Enzo Ferrari again. In the early 1960s, Ferrari dominated the 24 hours of Le Mans, but was having financial trouble with the rest of their business. Ford stepped in to help, but merger talks fell apart after Enzo demanded that he remain in control of racing. Henry Ford II vowed to seek revenge and beat Ferrari no matter what it took. As it turned out, Shelby and Ford had a common goal, and they set out to develop a plan to win at any cost. What it ultimately took was this, the GT40. It solved the Ferrari problem at Le Mans by winning in 1966, 67, 68, and 69. The GT40 has won more prestigious race events than any other road race car in history. But the road to get them there began here, with the Cobra Mark III.
Gotta love the open air feel of this cockpit. It's great. And it just makes such a fun sound, man. Listen to that roar. How can you not love this?
Those vintage cars conjure up so many feelings, and we were lucky enough to keep that feeling alive as we drove across country in a Bugatti Type 35B in the Great Race. What are we doing?
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
Patrick and I are literally straddling the transmission. There is no heat protection whatsoever. The heat literally comes down through the throttle pedals, through the floor. Everything that we touch inside the car is hot.
The other day we drove for 4.5, 5 hours in 103 to 105 degree heat. For about a couple hours, I couldn't figure out if I wanted to leave my hands out so they could burn in the sun or hide them down by where my feet go and let them burn from the heat from the engine.
Hat, goggles, bandanas on our faces, long sleeve shirts, gloves, breathable clothes.
Jessi has to wear gloves the entire time because the steering wheel itself, I've held it, it's incredibly hot.
I can't tell you how much I am loving this car. It is becoming an extension of me. I love this car. I don't want to give it back. Driving a vintage right-hand drive race car on the wide open roads of America felt incredible. But our first time driving on the right-hand side in rush hour traffic in London didn't go quite as elegant.
Ah, pedestrian!
Wait, what are we doing? Go right, we're going right, we're going right, we're going right.
No, we're going left.
No,
Go
left.
left.
Stay left. You got this. You have to go left
Oh,
here?
I don't know.
What the?
I don't know. There are road signs that I recognize. There's no way to tell when it's a one-way and when it's not. Oh my God. My brain is like, I don't know what to do. Driving is so ingrained in me now. It's like riding a bike, you know, like once you learn how to do it, it's in your subconscious and you don't have to think about it. But now the subconscious is no longer there. And this city is crazy. It's not crazy. It makes sense to everyone who lives here, but for those of us who don't drive on this side of the road, this is incredibly confusing. Driving on the left took a little bit to get used to, I'll admit that, but once we got the hang of it, it was actually pretty exciting. Here are a couple clips of our time driving a few exotics in the English countryside.
Okay.
Good Lord, look at this itty-bitty road.
I feel like I'm gonna hit something over there.
Man, oh God. Yeah, you're tight over here for sure. Whoa, really tight. Wow.
I feel like I'm gonna put pinstripes from the bushes, and if there's a curb hiding underneath those, I'm screwed.
I gotta close my eyes. I don't think I can sit over here.
Is it that bad? I did one of these. Like,
I know.
If I want to
I
clear my
know.
eyes or not.
You can't help it.
Check 1, 2, all the gangsters.
What?
Turn the massagers on. It changes the whole game.
Oh, that is a massager.
Hello, nurse.
That's like the first time you try a bidet and you're like, whoa, hi. Oh, that's good.
Oh, that's like.
Yeah.
I have a champagne chiller.
Bring your AA game to the bang, cause the bang bang will hit the brain lane.
Oh, okay.
Game to the
Wow. Oh my God.
Can I bring her home with me?
The 650S has a 3.8-liter V8 twin-turbo engine, making 641 horsepower and 500 pound-foot of torque, which translates to a 0 to 62 time of 3 seconds and a 0 to 124 mile per hour in 8.4 seconds.
Okay, McLaren. You are impressing me. You're making me move over to the dark side.
Oh, this is not the dark side. This is the expensive, correct side.
The lineup of cars we drove in England was unbelievable. Some of the most fun I've ever had behind the wheel.
Yeah, and luckily, we didn't have any incidents. And our next couple segments show the flip side of what could happen if things don't go quite right out there on the road. Okay, so we are teetered up on our edge. We're at the edge of a cliff, assuming that we were able to land perfectly on the edge. What do we do first? All right.
Oh!
No.
Oh, that's it.
Just kidding.
We are totally alive and safe. There's no way we would throw a car down a cliff with us in it. That would be silly sauce. We like our lives.
Obviously, we are not gonna drive a car off of a cliff. Instead, we're gonna take the car and put it up on a K-rail so that we can experience for you what it's like to escape a car on a cliff. We found out in the car that any sort of lurching movement forward doesn't work. You don't realize that a lurch in this case is just as simple as a sneeze.
Dude,
I got stuck in the seat, though. We died.
So you wanna just jump?
Yeah,
Open and jump? Okay.
Wait. Let me
Get yourself ready, don't move too fast. And, okay, you're just gonna open and you're just gonna push off and jump. Oh, wait, no.
We're dead.
You okay? Hang tight. Medics will be here. We'll get you out in a second.
So for today's episode, we're gonna bring in 2 salvaged vehicles. They've been pre-wrecked. We're gonna set the scene so that we both have a chance to use the jaws of life to cut the other one out. It's gonna be awesome.
Okay, let's go to work.
Let's do it. Up on red.
Up on red. Go ahead and grab the spreaders and we'll head over to the vehicle.
Patrick, I'm coming to save you.
In these situations, the tarp would stay on top of the person as long as possible until they've got the door open, until they're ready to pull them out. Whoa. Because as you can see, the release of pressure on the ceiling and the glass, causing more shards of glass to fall around, possibly parts of the car to fall down.
Dude, this is insanity.
As a metal fabricator, I use a lot of tools, but these hydraulic tools move some serious metal.
Stay on it?
Yep.
There we go.
is.
Now we're through.
There it is.
I have to be honest, I'm not even hurt, and this is freaky. It's so unnerving to be pulled out of the car like that. This would be a sweet relief if I was stuck in there for, you know, however long, but this is scary. It's disheartening to see a car getting crushed and cut up like that.
Yeah, and pretty heavy stuff, even if it was dramatized. However, in our next segment, the real heartbreak happens on our own soil here in America as an illegally imported Defender gets crushed by customs officials.
Ouch. Yeah, so in order to check Drive a Defender off the list on the right side of the law, and the vehicle for that matter, we headed back to England for the full Land Rover experience.
I have to say, it's pretty rad to be able to drive one of these, because it's very rare. Out of everybody I know in the off-road world, it's not often that we get to see a Defender, especially a right-hand drive Defender.
Start to build your speed up a little bit. Perfect. Just hold it there. Now look at the difference in height between the front and the back.
Yeah.
Yep, it's up to the rockers. It's past the rockers for sure. It's going up to almost like the middle of the door.
I can feel the water under my feet right now.
So that shows us it must be on our wading depth.
Yeah.
So if ever there was a sensor, it's that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that's our 2016 in a nutshell. Definitely check some pretty epic adventures off the list.
We've got another incredible lineup for you this year as well, and we'll be sure to take you with us. So check out Autoblog often for all the latest news and content, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thanks for watching.